If I have tinnitus, what hearing aid should I choose?
That's a question we get all the time.
So, I guess the first point is a lot of people don't realize that hearing aids can be a really great treatment for tinnitus.
I mean, we've seen studies as high as 66 and 70% of people say, if I'm wearing my hearing devices and I'm treating my underlying hearing loss, my tinnitus is half as intense, or it's way less intense, or many of them say, as long as I'm wearing my hearing devices, my tinnitus is gone.
So back to that question, which hearing aid should I choose? I guess one answer could be any appropriately fitted hearing aid should help tinnitus for a lot of people.
That's right.
But we do have some opinions. I do think some hearing aids are probably a little better at it than others.
Let's start with OTC. So the over-the-counter hearing devices could treat and manage tinnitus, right? However, if your hearing loss exceeds the ability and the performance of a very modest, very basic device like an over-the-counter hearing aid, then you're kind of leaving yourself a little vulnerable there because you're not treating the underlying issue fully, you're just treating it partially. So it's probably not doing a great job in managing your tinnitus. But if that over-the-counter device can meet your targets and it is a good fit for you, then an over-the-counter device, in theory, would, I think, do a good job.
In fact, one interesting thought about over-the-counter hearing aids is they're often kind of noisy. They don't have very clean sound. They kind of have a messy sound to it. And this circuit noise, this background hum that comes from an over-the-counter, cheaper hearing aid sometimes actually helps with this sound
Could be
therapy.
advantageous,
So
yeah.
you might put it in and say, boy, this is kind of a noisy hearing aid. And as a hearing aid, I don't love it, but man, I don't hear my tinnitus quite so much.
That's right.
It could be effective.
And typically when we think of really effective devices that treat and manage tinnitus at the highest level, you go into what they call a prescription device because they have added features, don't they?
Oh yeah, in fact, most of the major hearing aid manufacturers have a tinnitus feature. They have something in the software that trained doctors can activate and program, and it's a form of this sound therapy.
That's right.
That can help attack and more aggressively treat your tinnitus.
So just to review, it's not a feature that's there and it's automatic. It's not a feature that just happens to work. It's something that professionals, individuals that are programming the device actually have to turn on and activate. And then once we've activated it, we get to kind of interview and talk with the patient about intensity level of this different type of spontaneous sound that can come in. One manufacturer uses the term sound generator, and another manufacturer might use a different term like tinnitus generator or something. Basically, if speech is not present, the tinnitus generator, or this sound, and you can choose white noise and pink noise, different types of noises, you can actually choose nature sounds like rain or oceans crashing in, and then from there you can choose the amplitude and how quick do you want it to oscillate and change and be dynamic in the ear, or even how intense. Different things like that. So there's characteristics that we play with. It's pretty exciting, and you talk to the patient and you kind of let it come into their ears and they get to kind of experience that. And then once that feature is set, it becomes dynamic, which means if you're listening to someone speak, the tinnitus generator sound, or this treatment for tinnitus, it subdues because your primary signal you're trying to listen to is actually the speech. But then if it goes really quiet, within just seconds, this sound will come in.
And that depends on manufacturer. That depends a little bit on how we set it. Some people like to have a steady state noise. Other people like to have one that kind of comes and goes depending on the sound around you.
That's exactly
All
right.
of those things are a little bit variable. I kind of want to pick two favorites.
Okay.
So I'll pick a favorite, I'll let you pick a favorite. And I have a feeling that we actually have the same favorite, because there is one in my mind that is the best. But I'm going to start with silver medal. I'm going to start with number 2. I actually really like the Widex system for tinnitus management. They were one of the first to do this. Many years ago, they came out with this, what they called fractal sounds. This technology that was these non-repeating tones that are actually very soothing. Part of the strategy was that it can't have any kind of pattern to it. So it's more effective than listening to music. Music has patterns. The fractal sounds that they would play are soothing. They're kind of like something you might expect if you went into kind of a spa, and there's just these weird sounds in the background. But it is soothing and it's kind of nice. And so if I'm picking favorites, Widex has a really cool system that they still use today, and they were one of the first to do it, that when you put on the hearing aids, you activate this feature. It has this really nice tinnitus management in the background that it almost like little chimes. It's hard to describe until you've experienced it, but it is a really nice one. Widex, I think you do a really good job with that.
Another company that does a great job, and it's right there, very close. Again, all the major manufacturers do very, very similar things. But one that we know well is from Resound. And Resound allows you to choose a specific program that if you want to just be on tinnitus management, it's specific. They also have automatic features, so you can have an automatic program. So it's a hybrid between how your device should perform in given listening environments, and then when those environments go very quiet, so there's no sound around you basically, the tinnitus management system kicks in a little bit more aggressively, and so it's kind of a hybrid option there. And so there's some really dynamic things you can do with programming a hearing device. Now, another thing that all these manufacturers do really well is they have standalone apps. Apps that are built for tinnitus, just for tinnitus. That's the only reason that app exists, is to treat and manage tinnitus. And those are kind of cool.
Those are really cool. You know, Resound has my favorite app as well. And just to piggyback off of what you said, I do really like Resound's system. You can have filtered noise, white noise, pink noise, different types of noise. You can also do filters that sound a little more nature-like, a crashing wave, a beach surf.
Campfires.
You know, you can, well, that's in the
app though.
So in the app is really cool because the app will work with any hearing aid. If you have a hearing aid that connects to your smartphone, you can download the Resound Tinnitus Relief app. And the Resound Tinnitus Relief
it's called Tinnitus Relief. So if you type in the word Resound, R-E-S-O-U-N-D, Resound, and then just type in the word tinnitus or relief, it'll bring this app up.
That's the app, and it has built into it what are called soundscapes. And these soundscapes are more natural sounds. They're not noise. They're actual sounds like a babbling brook or like a fire. And these sounds have actually been engineered by Dartmouth College, from what I understand, if I'm remembering right. And you can stream these from your phone to your hearing aids, and people really like these natural sounds.
Right.
That app is amazing.
And it's cool because you can act like a DJ. You can mix and match. So you'll have these soundscapes, and you can click a little plus button, and then it has all kinds of sounds, and you can pick one and choose how loud it is, and then pick another one. And then if you want them all, you want the babbling brook with the rain and with some frog sound or whatever, it can be pretty dynamic and pretty interesting.
It's cool. You can pick up to 5 sounds, right?
Yeah, and then you can
set
name
the
it.
volume. You can set some of the sounds
Yeah.
louder than others. You mix it.
And another cool thing about the app is it can take you through, I don't know if you've seen this feature, it's pretty cool. A lot of our patients like it. When they're having a really aggressive tinnitus moment, they can click in the app, they can click an option where someone takes them through a relaxation, almost like you have this
guided meditation.
Yeah, guided meditation, this counselor with you. I think it's kind of cool.
Those are really cool. So yeah, it has a lot of these soundscapes, it has guided meditations, it has breathing exercises, it has a handful of things that calm people down, soothe the tinnitus.
That's right. And so the bottom line is, because tinnitus is so closely related to our neurologic firing rate and how excited we are in a given moment, or how stressed out we are in a given moment, or what our brain is trying to manage within our own body, whether it's something we ate or a bad shoulder, or some kind of physical stress, because tinnitus can be very, very dynamic with what our body is going through, it's neat to know that there's tools to manage and treat the tinnitus that are very, very effective with high success rates. And so tinnitus is different for each and every person, and I think that's why having a system, an ear level system, like Resound or Widex or one of these companies that's dynamic, can really help and treat your tinnitus in the most effective way. And so I feel very comfortable saying that if you're experiencing tinnitus and it's something that weighs on you and you're frustrated by it, just know that there are treatment plans. There are options to manage your tinnitus, to alter it, to minimize it, to allow it to not take such a dominant, pressing force in your life. And I hope that's good news for those individuals that suffer from tinnitus, or maybe you know someone that's really bothered by their tinnitus.
For the majority of people, there is help. And our favorites, Widex, Resound, and we love that Resound app.
Okay, everybody, we so appreciate you watching the video today. If you've liked what you've seen, please like it, subscribe to our channel. It means the world to us, but it also means the world to other people who are trying to figure out what's going on with their hearing health. So thank you for watching.